Welcome back, everybody, to Unite Mike's Mayhem Season 3, Week 1, brought to you by Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat, Body Positive Workout Apparel. My name is Zonks. I'm joined by Doof Snacks. Doof Snacks, how are you feeling after two incredible matches?
Yeah, those were pretty excellent. Of course, we had Team YouTube and Unown, move on to our finals. They're going to be squaring off not only tonight, but also on Saturday as part of the March finals UCS. So we've got to get ourselves a good little preview on our hands. But I do want to tip the cap to Drip and Mid-X Mid, who had some very shining moments and a lot of excitement that they were provided. The scoreline may not indicate how close some of those matchups were. However, some great team fights by those squads and showing that you can truly fight from behind. But Swanks, we're doing a giveaway. Chirp that up a little bit. Let the folks know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pin chat. Thank you so much to our moderator, Gamma. If you want to win a Zation license or have a chance to do so, ! Join in the chat right now for the next, I think, 2.5 minutes or so. You can enter into the raffle, and then if you are chosen, you, of course, will win one Zation license to terrorize your ranked opponents, which is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for all of you. Yeah, we'll be giving away this one, and that will probably be our final giveaway for the evening, but you can always check out our sponsor, like I mentioned, Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat, !KFKF or !sponsor will bring you to their website, and feel free to use our promo code UNITEMICS for 10% off your order at checkout. We have one more game this evening, Doof Snacks. Unown versus Team YouTube. Freak vs. Rex honestly seems to be a story for the ages. I feel like we're always coming back to this rivalry. Days gone by, there have been threats of money matches. There have been money matches. There have been a lot of rivalry moments between these two players. But in the end, the viewers are always the one that benefit because the games are always electric and so exciting. We have seen Team YouTube's strategy revolving around Fui's amazing top path play and Akilo's rock-solid Venusaur plans. And then we have Team Unown, who has pure Simp and Freak as their damage core. All three of them, which have a very deep Pokemon pool and play a lot of these very individual or off-lane style Pokemon. They kind of have their own element and own style of play individually, and when it comes together, it's honestly a fireworks show of amazing Unite gameplay. When you are looking at these two teams on paper, do you have a prediction of who you think's gonna win? What are you thinking?
Real quick, Gamma, pick two winners. Let's throw another license in there.
Oh, okay. I'll do another one.
So we'll give out two. Let's pick two winners. But what I'm looking at, because it's the type of Pokemon that I like to play, I'm looking at Phil and I'm looking at Barnwell. I want to see where they end up. Barnwell, of course, amazing on the Snorlax, did great on the tree. Phil gets Slowbro, so much so that they first picked it in their first round today to make sure that Phil was on that Slowbro. So they are leaning.
I'm so sorry, Dipsex, just to stop. I need to stop you for 1 second. Reminder to everybody: you need to put !join again if you want to enter into the next giveaway. I don't know if that was super clear. I just wanted to double down on that. I'm so sorry, Dipsex. Continue. My bad.
No, we want everybody to have the correct amount of opportunities to win a Zation license. So !join, don't forget. So I'm looking at Barnwell and Phil, specifically because one team has hyper-prioritized Slowbro, and the other team has had it nowhere to be found, which is just two different defender-based styles that I'm excited to see shake out. Because they have such amazing damage dealers with them, what I think is going to come down to is these defenders' abilities to protect and insulate the right people at the right time.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I think you're right. Defender gameplay has really been the overarching narrative of all the games we've seen tonight. I don't see a reason for that to change in our finals. But Doof Next, can you pull up a coin? Heads is going to be Team YouTube. Tails is going to be Unown. We'll see which side the draft goes after the coin flip.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat. KindofFitKindofFat.com, promo code UniteMikes. Support them using that promo code to support us and make sure that they come back and want to do a season 4 and keep putting money into this community. Peace, love, and hugs. Let's flip this coin.
my favorite part.
It is Tails.
Okay, so Tails, that means Unown has the choice, which I assume they're just going to say second because that's the side they're on. Let's see. Oh, no, they actually want first draft pick. Interesting. Okay, a little bit spicier this time around. We're going to have Unown with first round pick, which of course is bans in our draft mode are simultaneous. And then that means they get one pick. Team YouTube will have 2 picks back to back. If you were bringing a ban up against Team Unown or Team YouTube, who are you looking at? Personally, I like banning away Akilu's Venusaur, but if you're looking at Unown, what are you thinking? Deuce next bans either direction.
I think Venusaur's a great look, and I don't want to see Scyther anywhere out here. So that's kind of in just off the rip where I'd go, just maybe for a game 1 to kind of test the waters a little bit. Keep Freak off Scyther, keep Aquilo off Venusaur, and see what they can scrap it out. And there's still a ton of great Pokemon in the pool after that.
Yeah, we've mentioned a few times how deep the pools go for both of these rosters, honestly, so I'm not too worried. I think if we see Venusaur go away, I imagine Team YouTube will be filling in a Blastoise very early on in their draft. That seems to be Akilo's other selection. But why wait any longer? Let's jump into it and see where these teams go. I'm going to change the names right now.
Slowly but surely, we're in the ban phase here. And to keep in mind, these teams submit their bans at the same time. And they don't know what the other team's going to ban. So there is a world where both of these teams drum up the same ban.
Yeah, that is very true. Also, congratulations to our 2 winners of the licenses. Can't stop them, a competitor in the last game, and Reikos winning Zacian Unite licenses. So, hey, get some hype. Thank you so much for participating. Interesting.
CSE coming through just so they can bully on ladder. What do we have here? Espeon and Dodrio. Dodrio has seemed like public enemy #1. Zoinks, I said it before, but holy smokes, come on. It's like every game.
Yeah, what a preview. I mean, Dodrio probably will be seeing the lion's share of bans in the finals in NA, I have to assume, but a Slowbro pick being favored by Unown so highly, and it looks like Urshifu and Mew being selected by YouTube. What a response. Urshifu has a tough time against Slowbro, but Mew is such a strong power pick, especially in the hands of Sam, that I can imagine that it sees a lot of priority, especially when Espeon's already gone.
But look at the respect they're putting on Phil with that Slowbro. They first picked the Slowbro, giving over 2 amazingly powerful Pokemon to Team YouTube here. So we know Phil's not going to have their preferred defender, but that doesn't mean they don't know how to play the other ones. But look at that. Fui going to lock in Venusaur for Aquilo. Aquilo feeling good, and Urshifu going to be right over to Fui. So Unown has a tough task ahead of them as YouTube is getting a lot of absolute just units on their side of the board.
Yeah, so strong. The Blissey Venusaur combination is one that has been unbelievable. But speaking of unbelievable combinations, Tyranitar and Comfey. Low key, also Scyther Comfey. But Tyranitar Comfey is such an unstoppable freight train in the end game moments. If the Tyranitar can get to the level it needs to be, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the early game from YouTube to try to shut down Simp's level scaling. Or, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, it's probably pure playing that Pokemon, but to shut down that early level scaling. But Dawn's Edge is going to have really the pick of the dance for whoever they want to be choosing to utilize that support. It is single target, so that is something to think about. If Kilo and Fui and Sam can spread their damage across Pure, Simp, and Freak and try to, play their cards right and then avoid Dawn's Edge support play while looking for their targets, they will be able to outpace the healing that Comfey can provide. But the question is, can they do that before T-Tar stomps all over their game plans?
Yeah, Comfey T-Tar, something that the EU has been very hyped on for the last couple weeks, and finally we're seeing it rear its ugly head here in NA. Dawn's Edge with the Slow Smoke too is really going to help facilitate Freak and Pure on these big time engages to trap some of these Pokemon right into their clutches. And Barnwell, if they go Scald, is another opportunity to slow down their opponents so that the Tyranitar and Scyther can really get some work done. Listen, this is a great composition out of Unown, but we said YouTube is great on these comfortable picks, and they are playing a lot of Pokemon that they just love to play naturally.
That is true, and one more element that these two compositions kind of bring to the table is a huge, powerful late game, a scaling into space, honestly, with a few of these Tyranitar, but Venusaur on the other side is doing similar things, so both of these teams bringing very similar strategies to Thea Sky Ruins in our game number 1 means that the end game is going to be a crazy, crazy environment. I'm glad I am not one of these Pokemon playing in this battlefield because it's about to get wild.
Yeah, Unown playing across the map, knowing YouTube does a little bit of a unique central area push, putting them late to the path, and that allows them to take the opposing Bunnelby fairly easily here. But look at this, already pulling up for 3. They're putting the pressure on Comfey, hooks a ride onto that Larvitar as they're going back, but Pure wants to make sure they get their experience. They're getting slowed down by the buffed Cubfu as they're able to engage and push them out, and all things considered, a good little stand by Unown.
Really cool tech from Sam there to actually choose Coaching Electro Ball as their first move to immediately jump in and try to help out that Cubfu, doubling down on the Chansey support as well as adding Coaching to the mix to get a Fui a little bit more empowered. They don't find a knockout, but they do push very far into the goal zone, relatively unhindered. Problem is, Freak's got 2 buffs and is ready to carve through the enemy team.
Yeah, carve through the enemy team is an understatement. The Birds were the first one getting shredded there, like a deli counter out here, and Freak's looking for another one. If anybody from YouTube pushes too far forward, they're ready to go. The hula hoop is on, and the Scyther is ready.
Yeah, Rex is going to be taking quite a bit of damage. One of the tankiest Pokemon in Unite, though, so Blissey not too stressed about the amount of damage they're taking. Dawn's Edge is making Freak a more formidable threat. Urshifu finally available for Fui. Of course, the single strike build for this Pokemon. They love having access to those Regis, and when you have a Venusaur in your bottom path, that is absolutely target priority number 1. Honestly, forget the enemies sometimes. Those Regis are almost more important.
Yeah, Pupitar taking a look. They're in the central area, so really Freak just going through the central to just get scaled up a little bit so they can get their level 5 move, then pushing forward. Here comes the Mew. Those Birds showed up and disappeared immediately. You can't even predict where those went as YouTube is looking to push back, but Unown getting some good points in, and that Scyther and Pupitar are going to be able to do some work. Pure's kind of getting hunted down. Comfey hopping off, going to hop back on the ride here as Pupitar getting a KO is huge. That's good experience for them, and all 3 of them make it out. Zoinks. Unown looking good in the early stages.
I love Unknown's confidence in the support play of Dawn's Edge, too. Pupitar actually turns on a heel, if it had any, I suppose, and immediately jumps back into the fray, trusting that Comfey is going to get them the support they need, especially because you're playing in the tall grass. Comfey's sort of natural environment gets those flower stacks quicker, but great play from them. Barnwell with a nice surf play, not going with the Scald, instead favoring a bit of crowd control. Barnwell, of course, can throw those through walls, play them up front and aggressively, try to throw the enemy team backwards. Surf really has a few different avenues you can take it.
Yeah, YouTube doing great posturing in front of Unown, trying to cut them off. Barnwell playing very far forward. Light Screen bubbles out, tries to keep Unown from pushing, but they're all over this Delphox. Aquilo is just an Ivysaur as the Snorlax is taking a nap, but this Registeel is going down, and it is sealed up by the Mew. Great secure there. Scyther Unite comes out, and they're going to try and convert on some KOs, but absolutely not. Not today. Unown gets snuffed out, 2 players down, and the push is happening. YouTube actually happy to let that one go, as Unown's goal zone is going to stand, but YouTube getting some good experience in that exchange. Still behind, though.
Yeah, still behind on points. That is very true. The defense from Team Unown has been rock solid, but shout out to Phil on that Snorlax. They shut down the only target that was available to outsmite the Reggie in that bottom path. Delphox was trying to get around that corner, but a great heavy slam by Phil blocked them for just long enough. Barnwell can play really aggressively here. Comfey and Slowbro is so much healing and damage reduction. Honestly, impervious to any kind of threat that is in the bottom path for Team YouTube. Regieleki could be the answer to the point deficit that Team YouTube has been worried about so far in this game, but a level 9 Pure entering into the battlefield is definitely not something they were thinking they have to deal with already.
Absolutely unscathed. Here comes Comfey to try and do some work. They're pushing in the face. The big Wicked Blow seals that objective up, but Pure might be looking for some KOs. They're playing far forward. They've got the Freak support. Scyther Unite comes out. They are pushing deep. Urshifu goes down. They still got the sustain. They're all over the Blissey. Blissey is eaten up with the Bliss Assistance. Triple eggs on the Aquilo. Not a big deal. 2 KOs for Pure, and that is Pure indeed as YouTube goes down, and Aquilo forced to retreat. The Tyranitar is just bullying everybody out of their neighborhood.
I mean, Pure gets 2 knockouts right there, but look, there's still a yellow dot above their head. Pure takes that one down without using their Tyranitar Unite move, one of the most powerful tools they have, and with 20 seconds until this bottom Reggie, I think that is an incredibly smart decision. You do give up Regieleki. Sam is able to swing in with 40 points and really accelerate their score pace in terms of Eos energy, but still, I really like Pure's decision. Tries to enter into that battlefield, the block, maybe actually helping them a little bit more. I don't think they knew that Venusaur was right there ready to go.
I mean, this is a great look for Unown. They've got their Unite moves to use here. Delphox as well. They're going to see if they can push forward. Big block is going to completely lock this team down. YouTube is chucking everything in the kitchen sink, but this Tyranitar that's going in deep. Akilo's in there. They're getting locked up. They're getting burned down as well. They're pushing far forward. Pure wants another KO. Can they find one? They want to extend that streak from upstairs. They finally get Akilo down, but 2 players from Unown are back the other way. Now Pure's caught on the backside with no support. The Kofi gets unlatched, and now they're easy pickings like Toys R Us. They're getting chopped out and chopped on for this the hula hoop, another KO with the heavy slam, and now YouTube finds a way and comes back. Look at that engage. The Scyther Unite comes out there trying to catch him, but no, not in the face of 4. What are you doing? They get KO'd immediately, and YouTube takes a goal zone.
One of those moments where if it works, you talk about it for the rest of your life. Otherwise, let's just move along, I think. Picture perfect initial team fight from YouTube in that first one. A great engage, Phil heavy slams right into Sam's Solar Beam, combos extremely well, and then the block on Freak basically makes that Scyther useless in that team fight. They were stunned up and locked up for every second that they were available until they got sent back to the respawn zone. So incredible engage from Team YouTube, earns themselves a Reggie, despite a great play from Pure to try to turn that fight.
Delphox Unite coming out there really want to siege this goal zone. They have a pretty good opportunity with good spacing here. Regieleki's flying in the face of Unown, but they're really focused on this bottom goal zone, see what they can do, see if they can close it out. Big 23-point overcap for them here as the rest of the team reset to catch this Regieleki, and it's just Sim trying to schmoove and groove out of here as So Sad, Sam, and Rex are on the chase. Here comes Akilo for the cutoff, and Comfy is trying to make it to the Delphox, but they get KO'd, and Dawn's Edge intelligently peels back. Not going to be a sacrifice for this. Good lord, Scyther going in. Freak is just feeling it, Zoinks. And yeah, they're getting chunked, but they want some of those revenge KOs.
Yeah, and I love that Scyther is capable of this. I think one of the only Pokemon that from a level deficit, I'm still worried about seeing it on the map. Again, that burst damage is so ridiculous. Akilo's best tool they have in the arsenal is the self-sustain and the healing they have available to them with Giga Drain, and of course with Rex's Blissey being there for the support, but you can counter that. Oh man, I love YouTube's strategy of lowering the central area farm, so Kilo just has to walk past it with Petal Dance. Great intelligent decision.
Yeah, understanding really what the core of their strategy is here, but Unown is pushing far forward. They want this Regice. It's coming through. They've got good positional, but they really want to try and find Kilo into the mix here. YouTube wants them to push forward. Good engage by Phil. Heavy Slam chips up the slow bro who goes for a surf but doesn't catch anybody. And they're peeling away because that's not what the fight's about. But YouTube's down a player, and they're going to try and go for this as Simp is really screening off Phil. And if I'm Unown, I want these KOs. They're trying to find a Kilo. They're spacing out so well. The Tyranitar Unite is already Phil. Forces up the Unite move from Phil. Mew comes through as well. They're all over this Tyranitar. They're trying to push forward, and YouTube takes it. It's a Kilo pushing into the grill and getting that Rayquaza, and now Unown has to throw all their damage into YouTube's face to see what they can keep, but it's 4 players down, 5 players down. YouTube scrubbing the squad and getting their points, and Unown done with this one.
Whoo-wee. I mean, okay. I'm not gonna lie, very interesting decision from Barnwell to Unite move on to Fui at 206. They do knock out the Urshifu, but that is a lot, and I mean a lot of resources utilized towards that strategy. So when Unown knew that Urshifu was off the board, they turn and burn the Ray, trying to secure that Pokemon, trying to secure that final boss, knowing that there's no Wicked Blow for them to have to contest with. Unfortunately, Akilo threads the needle on the Venusaur and finds a great way to win that one still. Amazing decision by YouTube to see Fui go down and immediately put the brakes on, retreat from that team fight around bottom Reggie, do not get into the mixer with Unown in that engage, and instead find a solid team fight against them in the Ray Pit. And Team YouTube plays that one perfectly, and they're going to come away with a victory. I believe it's a surrender victorious bug on our screen. But yes, Team YouTube is up 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't have much of a green thumb, but a kilo taught me something if I ever find myself in a garden. If there's a snake in your garden, walk up to it, fire up your leaf blower, and it's going to be fine, baby, because that's how he secured that thing. He just hit his buttons and went just kind of ran in and locked it
Mhm.
down in the face of this absolute kerfuffle that was happening in the middle of the map. But something I want to note, only 54k damage out of a kilo, and that's not because of a kilo not doing great things on the map, but that was just the work of Unown being able to keep them tethered and keep them from scaling so far out of control to the point of it being unmanageable. So great work by Unown. They were in it and they were with it a good portion. They got kind of rinsed at the second basement Reggie. But outside of that misstep, which I really think led to the clicking of the Unite move, you pointed out Barnwell for not much value outside of the KO, but then they didn't really like convert on the Rayquaza. I think that was like an effect of the domino falling at the basement Reggie, the second basement Reggie. So Unknown, not too far away, and they better solve this puzzle for Saturday because they got another squaring up of this squad to do. But right ahead
Yeah.
of them, game 2 in Unite Mike's Mayhem Finals, baby.
Yeah, a bit of information gained. Let's jump into the draft of this next one. YouTube is up 1-0 in this matchup, and they are going to be playing on the second side of draft. So they actually chose for first round, and they actually choosing second. So a little bit of a shakeup already for this team.
YouTube looking to do it here. Look, the respect that Unknown gave to the Slowbro is what's most impressive to me in the last pick phase, and I don't know if it served him that well because it ended up Barnwell being on the Slowbro rather than maybe the Snorlax. But look at this, YouTube prioritizing the Slowbro now, really seeing that this is a key to success, and it's got a decent kit, whether it's Surf or Scald, but really it's that Unite move. If there's one pesky Pokemon on the other side of the map, you have a select all backspace button in that Unite move as long as it hits the target you're aiming for. So you got to respect that pick, and you got to respect the respect that these teams have for that Pokemon. But here we go, Mew and Buzzwole, baby.
Ooh.
We're in the action.
All right, we got to see Purist Buzzwole last time. Such a strong power pick in the top path, and the Mew is going to be an evergreen, fantastic early game bottom path player. It is going to be very difficult for a Kilo to find any value, especially before they start taking that central area rotation. We're going to have to see a lot of Team YouTube just dedicating time to lowering objectives for a Kilo to come through and sweep up that experience. But the Mew is going to make it very easy for Unknown to find an early game advantage in the bottom path.
Listen, YouTube, we made a joke before that we're seeing a season 1 comp out of them. They're going to be able to get this Urshifu and a good Gardevoir here, but Unknown also getting some solid favorites of theirs. So you got to like it. Ooh, so sad. Sam locking in Decidueye. You like it. I like it. I don't know if you like it. I love it.
No, I'm a huge fan, honestly. Sam, of course, another one of these long-range distance players, and Freak is bringing the Dragapult again. Okay, again, looking at the other side of that composition, not very much crowd control. Both Venusaur and Decidueye, being two pieces of the damage core, have almost nothing in their kit in terms of stuns. I guess you could kind of call the Spirit Shackling mention a bit of crowd control, but it's not going to have too much effect on Freak, as they are going to cruise running the attack weight on their build. I'm excited to see it. Simp, of course, that new held item, the Spoon, getting a bit of that burst damage extra, especially in the late game.
Yeah, you mentioned crowd control, but really what Decidueye is by time and spacing. Because you can get chunked so hard before you're even in the stratosphere of being able to press your own buttons, it's a great way to really put the fight engagement on your own terms. And between a Kilo being able to press their buttons, Slowbro being able to get in there, even if it's Surf, kind of creating the hallway for the team to follow in. So sad Sam's spacing with those Spirit Shackles, if they go that direction, is going to be pivotal.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. One of the few Pokemon that can truly contest from range with Mew as well. So those two Pokemon are going to be competing. Beams versus Shackles. I cannot wait to see how that one plays out.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see a Kilo coming through and rolling downstairs with Phil. They're a match made in heaven. They've been feeling good in the Thea Sky Ruins, Zoinks.
Yeah, they have. They've been playing together for quite some time. Akilo on this roster, I know last year has played with a few different teams, but Team YouTube sort of seems to be the selection for long term in this roster, and it's looking good so far. I mean, a great performance, making the top 8 finals of March in UCS, and already here in our finals of week number 1 Mayhem.
I mean, they're giving us a show for sure. Cupfrew engaging well, Pure picking up the Comfy, of course, and giving them the ability to really hang in there and contend in the face of those amazing auto attacks that Rex has. Gossifleur, like I said before, cannot be understated. Such a decent Pokemon in the early game, which you really wouldn't expect out of the supporter typing.
Yeah. However, Rex has given up the red buff they've normally been taking in these initial moments of the fight. They may still get that Pokemon. I think they might have actually last hit that, but it'll be ridiculous play. So Rex giving up a little bit of value. They wanted the Decidueye faster, so they're going to give Sam both of those buffs, but Freak is also here.
Yeah, Freak's looking to engage, and they're spinning in circles. They're dragon dancing. They got their shoes on. They're doing work. And now that the birds are gone, they're gone too, like a thief in the night. Take what I can and move on to those clay dolls in the middle. And Pure's going to be happy with that Comfy hanging out. Phil and Akilo playing very far forward. Akilo's still trying to take over to Ivysaur. I feel like we haven't seen them this low of a level this early in the game in a long time. But here we go. Akilo just needs one more. And Unown is going to do their best to not let that happen. Solar Beam falls a little short. A little bit of teamwork between Phil and Akilo, and there you go, Ivysaur.
Yeah, I can't think of many other last hit options that are better than Snorlax Mew. A ridiculous amount of power. Super power the pick for Pure this time around. Instead of the Leech Life, I think into Urshifu, that makes a little more sense to me. But on the other side, we have So Sad Sam already at 7. Phil trying to play very far forward, of course, bubbling out, but most likely just getting information for the other team and making it easier for Sam to line up these devastating arrows.
Yeah, Akilo just kind of hiding out in the bush, looking to see if they can pick anybody up if Sim wanders too far away from the goal zone here. Good spacing by Barnwell, and the boosted auto comes through. Electro Ball hits Phil, but Unown doesn't have the power available to keep pushing forward. And Pure with this Comfy just kind of being a menace up here. Zoinks able to hold it down in the face of 2 and feeling pretty good despite how solid Urshifu is. Freak back in the action for the birds because they're back. Dragon dancing, we're spinning a wheel around and wagon wheel, baby. We're pushing forward. Fwee's trying to make a retreat. They've got 30 ALS energy. They haven't been able to dunk anything, and Unown is really holding their posture up top and looking pretty good. But because of that, guess where downstairs is going? It is going down.
Yeah, Freak showing a lot of dedication to that top path means they have not been able to answer Sam at the bottom path. We're still already brought down to a sliver of HP. Wicked Blow comes through. Fwee takes the first Reggie. I feel like I've said that sentence a million times at this point. Incredible work from Team YouTube to rotate down there. One interesting thing on Phil's Slowbro, by the way, is running the Slow Smoke battle item, which not super common, is a Pokemon that can play it off. And you can see Phil actually using it even preemptively. Before they go into score, they'll drop it, even without having a Pokemon within range of it, just to slow an enemy down that's attempting to stop their scores. Kind of a clever tactic with the Slow Smoke and Slowbro.
Yeah, I mean, a team this good, they're definitely showing up with unique takes on battle items, with approaches to scoring, things of that nature, and it's led them to success. Zoinks, I mean, it is what it is. Unown all over this Regieleki, they're trying to make it happen, but it's the Comfy that locks it down. Come on. Unown going to battle on their goal zone, and as Akilo pushing far forward, Pure and Comfy are all over it. They get kind of suplex the Dragon back. They uppercut them back into the cut here, but nobody on Unknown's there to convert, and what does that mean? KO streak of 2 for Akilo.
Team YouTube playing so cohesively here. I was getting memed on chat for saying that, but I know their team comms may be wild as a roster, but truly great coordination. I'm sorry.
Old Zoink struggling out here. Take a sip of water. I'll handle it from here. Barnwell getting a big-time booty stomp on top of the Urshifu here as they try to go for a cheeky score, but that's a Surf in combination. The block goes up to try and buy some time. That's a Solar Beam that's buying some space as well, but those autos from the Eldegoss making it happen, Chief, as the Eldegoss and Comfy are in the face of an absolute tidal wave, and Phil's just looking for the next opportunity to hang 10.
Man, Unown really struggling to find any kind of value across the map. Now that Aquilo is a present threat, they're able to shut down pushes in both the bottom and the top path. Pure can put up a fight, but Aquilo only brought down to about half HP. Not that worse for wear. Barnwell does get an engage, but Simp is already forced out of the Unite move, even with the Comfey and Barnwell there for support.
Reunite moves come out from Unown. They don't get a single KO. They get KO back the other way. No problems, no questions asked. YouTube has to be happy about that exchange. The Decidueye Unite comes out, buys tons of time. They're shredding this Regice. It's all on Dawn's Edge. The Comfey to make it happen. They get Verdant angered into dust as they're moving forward. Pure's the next one on the chopping block. They get surfed up and Wicked blowed all the way to Wicked Hell. We're moving forward here. Kilo's trying to find the next mark. Freak comes through the Dragon Dance, and that is day late, dollar short. Zoinks. YouTube is all over him. Unown is feeding them like it's free out here. Holy smokes, we're in the soup kitchen and Unown is serving it up, serving themselves up. YouTube eating good.
They're incredible to see how many scores they just put in, free dunking an entire 40, and in the end they don't even give up a knockout to make that happen. In fact, they take 2 on the other direction. Regieleki is available, but right now Unown just cannot afford to pay it any mind. They need to be hyper farming if they're going to be any form of relevant in that final fight. Fui actually looking for a bit of a back cap, but they are going to run into 2 enemy Pokemon. They do utilize their Unite move, so bit of a power swing. But yeah, Freak on the Dragapult is going to be there to try to answer.
No way they make it out of this. Flea's just going to give themselves up. No shot. 4 players collapse. Unown getting that confidence boost KO that we were talking about. That, holy smokes. That Spirit Shackle sent Mew to the Shadow Realm as it finds its mark and absolutely dusts them. Big block going to try and buy some time, but it's Phil that's absolutely relentless out here trying to get the Surfs and find their way back to the goal zone. Unown making a siege here. Big engage by Barnwell. That's a push catching 3. They're forcing them back. If they want to get a points in, they better find somebody that's carrying some, but nobody's there. They're Fui's engaging and they get another 2 KOs to YouTube, and they're all make it 3. They are all over this Unown squad. Unown almost just overstaying their welcome at every place they check into.
Yeah, some question marks on a lot of the strategies they're trying to employ for sure. These pushes are over-aggressive, and they're, I think, just being greedy in the face of they don't have many Pokemon that can truly take advantage of these hyper pushes. Barnwell's getting displacements, but not many Pokemon are there to try to take advantage of it. Regieleki is going to go down towards Team YouTube, and I imagine they're going to go on a pretty fast rotate towards the bottom path. Unown is showing up. Barnwell takes about half HP initially. Comfey still dedicating their healing towards the Dragapult, though.
That Decidueye spacing with the Spirit Shackles is absolutely amazing. Anything that they can chunk is just boosted value, and they're just firing them into any place that you'd normally want your tank to face check. And Phil, not afraid of anything. They're playing very far forward too. Rayquaza's here, Zoinks.
Rayquaza is here, unstoppable, ignores the effects of Heavy Slam. Fui is able to throat chop away to safety. Barnwell only at level 11 is looking to find a target to isolate and hopefully push back towards Pure and Freak so the damage can truly find value. Team YouTube doesn't need to stress about this Rayquaza right now. They have a 300-point lead. Defending goal zones is their paramount strategy first.
We're going to see what YouTube does here. All they have to do is really button up and make sure Unown doesn't do anything too out of pocket. Wicked Blow's trying to find their mark, but they get the Buzzwole Unite. Let's see if they can get a KO. No, they're absolutely dusted on the Unown side. Decidueye Unite comes out. Comfey Unite comes out. They're all over each other. That's a huge Solar Beam into the screen here to try and boost that damage up, but YouTube's all over them. They're pushing far forward. The whole team is just gone in the blink of an eye. That Aquilo is too big, too fed, and Thea Sky Ruin stamp it with the Jurassic Park logo. Jeff Goldblum, call him up, because this dinosaur needs to get sorted out. Holy.
Team YouTube looking clean start to finish. Unown and YouTube had a very solid first game. That second one, YouTube looks like they won it at that 2-minute mark. Ridiculous. Looking at this score line, it tells the story. A radical chart move there for Team YouTube on your purple side. Team Unown definitely bringing some unique strategies yet again. The Dragapult and Buzzwole, some pocket picks from Unown, not working out in their favor today and sticking to this Dodrio permaban. Unfortunate, but hey, it was still a fantastic match. But yeah, Team YouTube definitely looking like the better squad in that second game.
Yeah, that goes without saying. And I'm trying to look at the quick numbers here. An extra 25, 20K damage for a kilo. Unknown having a bit more trouble keeping them from getting to become the biggest Pokemon on the map. Buzzwole looked a little sad in the face of the composition they were facing down. And So Sad Sam, damage dealt may not be a number that screams out at you, but what we pointed out, Zoinks, was the spacing that the Decidueye could create. And So Sad Sam was on the button every single time.
Could not agree more. So Set Sam showcasing they can play a lot of these range Pokemon tonight. Delphox, Mew, Espeon, Decidueye, whatever it takes. If it means that Team YouTube is going to come away with the win, then I know that Sam can play it. But that is going to be the end of our Unite Mike's Mayhem tournament this evening. Team YouTube winning this one, winning the $100 cash, and of course getting an invite to our finals week on the 29th. Thank you so much to Kinda Fit, Kinda Fat for supplying the prize pool for this tournament. Exclamation mark KFKF in the chat if you want to see our promo code and the link to the website to go get yourself some fantastic workout apparel and utilizing our code to get 10% off at your order.
Yep. To stress that out, listen, Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat saw what we are doing, appreciate the community, and we want them to keep coming back to support. And of course, this is a two-way street, right? They're putting all the money in to support all these teams that are competing Unite Mike's Mayhem over the next 4 weeks. So what we can do for those of you that are interested in their merchandise, like how it looks, get in there, take a look, use the promo code so they can check their metrics, see that this thing is actually balancing out on their books, so we can get them back to keep this train rolling. And one more thing, Zoinks, I have to plug it, the Unite Mike's Emote Initiative. We donate every dollar at the end of the month, so if you subscribe to the Unite Mike's Twitch channel, we don't keep any of that money. If you Prime sub or whatever, get our emotes. We take all that money at the end of the month and we donate it, and you can catch the receipts of where we donate at the end of each month by following where else on Twitter at Unite Mike's. Bang! Did it.
The place to do it. Follow me at ZoinksCast or at DupeSnacks if you want to see either of us on Twitter as well. YouTube.com/UniteMikes to catch all the VODs of this amazing tournament play. But that is going to end it for tonight. But don't worry, Unite Mike's Mayhem Season 3 will be back next week, Wednesday, at the same time, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on the Unite Mike's Twitch channel. I cannot wait for more amazing teams for some competitive Pokemon Unite gameplay. It's going to be amazing. And of course, it's all brought to you by Kinda Fit, Kinda Fat. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you at the next Mayhem.